Welcome back. Warning signs of a possible recession are really prompting concerns for people struggling to buy a home in the Denver area. Our real estate expert joins us this morning to sort out the facts from the fear. Lane Lyon is a realtor and managing broker at Coldwell Banker. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me on. There's a lot of people talking about this right now.
Boy, is that true. So some of the concerns come from, these very sudden changes in the market. We're just talking about that. You thought you knew the market, and then all of a sudden it's changing.
It all happened very, very fast. In fact, we have a lot of buyer and seller clients talking to us right now saying, what do we do now with everything the way it is? Keeping in mind that this all has to do with inflation and the fact that interest rates are higher as the feds try to slow the economy. So here's some things to think about if you're still in the market for buying a home. And yes, there are some good opportunities for buyers out there. Keeping in mind, remember the bidding wars we talked about not too long ago? It's a different story now. We're seeing more inventory, which means more selection. And yes, your payment will be higher because of current mortgage rates if you're financing. But keep in mind, you're not having to pay as far over that asking price like we saw earlier this year. Make sure you're circling back to your lender, keeping track of your numbers. And I would say don't wait. We are expecting interest rates to continue increasing this year. And Corey, I heard a great quote earlier this week from someone who said, marry the house, date the interest rate.
Okay.
So find a house you love, stay there, and if you're not so sure about that interest rate, when the rates go down, and yes they will, you can refinance.
Refi it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to give your firstborn anymore, it seems like.
Not necessarily, okay. Yes, but hold on to them tight.
Right, it's so true. So how about buyers? Because a lot of them fear that the value of their house will go down with this current market as well.
Normal feeling, unclear if that's actually going to happen, but it really becomes more important and it really matters when you go to sell in terms of what the values are in the future. So if you're planning on buying a house, staying in it 2, 3, 5, 7 years from now, keep in mind it will likely be a different market and most likely we'll have kind of bounced back out of the one we're in now.
Okay, we've talked a lot about buyers. What about sellers who are thinking about putting their house in the market right now?
Sure. Remember when my neighbor got $100,000 over asking? Yeah. What's going to happen now? Well, sellers need to remember we are still definitely in a seller's market. That has to do with the amount of inventory and buyer demand. What's changed is the buyer urgency. So we are normalizing. Be patient out there. Keep some reasonable expectations. It's not normal to sell your house in 3 minutes. Normal is going to mean being on the market for a week or 2 or longer. Make sure you're pricing correctly, keeping in mind that your neighbor's house could throw off your price because the market has shifted a little bit. Set yourself apart also. This is the time that sellers are thinking, how can I be creative now? Actually, Corey, we're hearing some stories of sellers who are offering concessions or money to buyers to help buy down their interest rate, just to fold that into the deal and make things work. We'll keep our eye on it. Things are changing, and whenever that happens, there's concern. Yeah. But overall, real estate has long been historically a sound investment.
Right. It's so interesting to see how it's changing. Like you said, it's not normal to sell a house in 3 minutes,
Correct.
But it was like normal during the pandemic.
So it feels not normal now,
right.
But actually this is. So
yes.
Hang in there.
All right, Lane, as always, thank you so much.